Hey friends, Joy here. I'm the owner of subrosatea.com and welcome to Tea Time on Tuesdays at 2. I intend these videos to be informational, educational, or inspirational. I invite you to steep yourself a cup of tea and join me for a quick look into the tea we love and how it can help you live your best life one cup at a time. Today's Tea Time on Tuesdays topic is the fountain of youth. We are talking about your health, well-being, and your longevity. Have you spent a lot of time looking for the fountain of youth? Have you considered that it might actually be a small, hot fountain that might actually be the answer to what you are looking for? If you have seen Sub Rosa Tea before in person, you may know that we have a staff member who tells anyone who will listen that he intends to live to be 109 years old. If you've got the time and he's got the time, he will tell you exactly how he came up with that number. It's pretty detailed, pretty interesting, but he insists on it. And so every single day he lives his life in order to achieve that goal. Okay, raise your hand right now. Smash that like button for me. Do you know anyone who has lived to be over 100 years old? Personally, I do have someone in my life who is in their 90s, and he is extremely healthy, very active, very clear of mind, and he has, of course, his opinions on all of the steps that he has taken in his life in order to achieve his age. I absolutely love talking to him. I love hearing about the life that he has led, and again, all of the things that he's done in order to make it into his 90s. He's doing great today, so we'll see, right? We'll see. And could tea be a factor? Did you know that tea has been linked to numerous health benefits that will also lead to longevity? Health benefits such as a reduced risk of heart attack. Tea drinking has been known to lower your blood pressure. Tea has the potential to protect against certain cancers. Does that sound too good to be true? Could little tiny tea plant, just a cup of tea, really do all of those things for you? I'm gonna dive into those details a little bit more. First up, let's talk about one particular study that looked about the biological effects of how the tea plant may actually extend down into your genetic level. Can you imagine that? Have you ever considered what is in your cup could actually affect your DNA? Do you think it's possible? I'm not a researcher. I'm not someone who does studies like that, but I love it when someone has gone before me and who has. I love that it's such a complicated situation, and again, it affects so many people, and it's one of the easiest things that we can do. Something in your cupboard could actually be steeped in your cup and actually help you all the way down to your DNA. It's very interesting how the role of disease susceptibility and overall health goes all the way down into your DNA. How your DNA responds and how it responds genetically to something that's going on, and how an external force, like drinking a cup of tea, becoming a daily tea drinker, could actually help. Yay, I love that. How many cups of tea do you drink a day? Leave me a comment below. I'm kind of curious, my audience right now. So in other videos, I've talked a lot about tea has antioxidants. It's something I casually say. I think you've heard it all a million times. But what are these antioxidants, and why do doctors keep telling us that we need to get them? What do? What What's the situation with those antioxidants? So antioxidants, the type in the majority of the tea that I'm talking about, the polyphenols, they're called catechins. And specifically, the catechins in loose leaf tea. So when I'm talking this video in generality, I am talking about loose leaf tea. You may have heard me say it before. Loose leaf tea is known to have at least 10 times more antioxidants than tea bag tea. So we have people who come up to us at a pop-up style event and they're like, oh, I drink tea bag tea, that's good enough. Well, loose leaf tea has 10 times healthier, and they ask me why. How can that be? Tea bag tea has inside it what we call in the industry as dust and fannings. That doesn't even sound right. That doesn't even sound like something I'd be interested in drinking, right? How about you? So switching back over, loose leaf tea, 10 times healthier. We are using the whole tea leaf, so that gives us obviously exponentially more opportunity to get those antioxidants into our cup. So loose leaf tea can actually contribute to how long we live. Doesn't that sound fabulous? Specifically what it does is, I'm just going to kind of give you a really quick overlay of what I'm talking about. So in our body, we have things called free radicals. They're cells that are just kind of chilling out. That's not a problem. On occasion, the free radicals get together, and a group of free radicals is technically referred to as a cancer. Now, most of us use the term cancer as something bad, something negative. But normally we do not know that free radicals have grouped together to cause a cancer until it causes us harm. Then we have symptoms. Then we have maybe an inflammation, a bulge of some sort that we question and take to a medical professional. We do have the ability to scan our body for cancer groups of cells, but typically we don't just spend our day doing those types of things. So it's not until we have a negative symptom or it's causing us some harm do we even know that we have a group of cells called a cancer. So when the cancer acts badly, erratically or dangerous, that's when it's causing us harm. That's when we are alerted to do something about it, to go to the doctor, to get a test, to take the steps necessary to eradicate the problem. Tea, on the other hand, has the ability to grab on to the free radicals. That's 3 steps prior to the free radicals getting together, causing a cancer that causes us harm. So that's what the antioxidants do. That's what the catechins do in the loose leaf tea that you're consuming. They have the ability to grab those free radicals and flush them out of your system. An awesome reason to drink loose leaf tea. How much do you think you have to drink a day? And to get enough of those catechins and antioxidants and polyphenols to do a good job? Luckily, researchers have shown that it's 2 to 5 cups a day. I don't know about you friends, but I think that is totally doable. There are only so many hours in a day. There's only so many opportunities, right? Thank goodness the number isn't ridiculously high, like 40. I couldn't drink 40 cups of tea a day. There's no way. 2 to 5, you better believe I can absolutely manage that. No problem. So studies have shown 2 to 5 cups a day. Interestingly enough, most of our customers come up to us and they say they want to be a green tea drinker. They've heard that green tea is the best. Is that true? Do you know if that's true? So the thing about green tea, and I'm going to again try to gloss over this to explain it because I have explained it in other videos. My opinion why green tea is recommended more prevalently is that more people in America are tea bag drinkers, and green tea tea bag is very prevalent at the grocery store. So if I was a care provider and I was a physician trying to give blanket advice to the masses, it would need to be advice that most people can have access to. Also, I think as a medical professional, they would be recommending something that is low in caffeine. So again, it's a blanket statement that would be beneficial to the majority of people. However, they're not taking into consideration in the year 2020, loose leaf tea is now highly accessible. We sell it on our website. Just about everyone can handle shopping online. We even have a toll-free number. Just talked to a customer today. She didn't want to shop online. I'm happy to talk to you on the phone. It's not complicated, not the way it was 20 or 30 years ago. I also think green tea is top on the list because it is, again, affordable and highly accessible. However, the facts are white tea has even more antioxidants and is lower in caffeine than green tea is. So you would have to assume by logic that white tea should be the natural answer that a physician might suggest. However, white tea is more labor intensive for the tea master. So it does make it a little more rare and a little more expensive in certain cases. In general, our white tea is just about the same price as green tea per cup. So that just doesn't, my theory of why people keep thinking that green tea is the best option is not necessarily a fact. It's just kind of what they've heard most often. It's kind of what they just think. But all tea comes from the same plant. So black tea, oolong, green, white, they all come from the same plant, friends. So it really, you are going to get the same or very, very similar to the same amount of catechins no matter what tea you're drinking. So I kind of have to go back to my job, and my job as the owner of a loose leaf tea company. You're not going to drink it if you don't like it. So if green tea just isn't for you, skip it. Don't worry. Don't beat yourself up about the fact that you might prefer black tea or oolong, or your routine is to drink tea in the morning, and so your preference is to have more caffeine in your cup of tea because you are a morning tea drinker and you need a little bit more caffeine than the green tea can provide. So we sell it all. We have lots and lots of options for you. So next up, I would also have to say that the studies and research are very predominantly on hot tea drinking. Again, I have theories about this. So it's not that you won't get the catechins or antioxidants that you're searching for in a cold steeped beverage. It's just that the studies and research have all been done on hot steeping. Why? Why would that be? Well, I got a theory on that. The majority of people on the planet drink hot tea. That's just the way it's always been. That doesn't mean that you need to go out of your way to steep your tea hot. If you like iced tea, by all means, cold steep it, drink it cold. Don't beat yourself up about the fact that you're not hot steeping it. One of the main reasons, well, factually, tea is the most consumed beverage on the planet. It may not be in your city or in your house or wherever it is you live. Most of my target audience is the United States. So it may not be in your culture, your community, your household, but tea is the most consumed beverage on the planet. Again, there are probably reasons for that. Other people, not in the United States, live in areas where tea is grown. So it's very easily accessible. However, when you think about the entire population of the planet, there are many humans who do not have access to clean, drinkable water. So their natural inclination would be to boil it first before they sit and have a cup of water. But I have to think that boiling that water and steeping some tea leaves in it would be a preference. It would obviously be better tasting than plain water. It would be more interesting. I think a lot of people know about the health benefits, so they're going to take the time to do that. Here in America, especially, at least I'll speak on where I live. I can't speak for everyone, but where I live, I am very grateful and very, very grateful to have very clean, healthy drinking water right out of my tap. I have no complaints. I'm very thankful that I have the ability to do that, and it doesn't give me any pause or concern to cold steep my tea. I'm good to go. But again, the studies and research are mostly on hot steeped tea. The interesting thing about both behavior and environment, that both of those things can trigger chemical modifications in the body, which can affect how genes are turned on and off. It's called epigenetics. If you want to do more research on your own, the research is called epigenetics. Tea drinking, especially for women, listen up, friends. If you're a woman and you're a tea drinker, did you know that tea drinking can actually affect 28 different gene regions for women? How cool is that? And these regions are known to interact with both cancers and also estrogen metabolism. I have said it before, I think women are different from the moment they are born. That it's not something like, oh, she's a teenager, she's going through something, or oh, she's older, no, I think we're different from the beginning, and tea drinking can definitely affect that. So if you are for some reason feeling a little guilty that you've had too many cups of tea today, don't. Absolutely not. That is something to be celebrated as an achievement, in my opinion. So tea can actually give you a more enhanced and more targeted reaction to the negative things that are going on in your body, as in free radicals getting together as a cancer, or also estrogen metabolism. So drink that tea, okay? So what's interesting is I know a lot of people have heard about the blue zone. It was a study that came out a couple years ago. It was decades of work, and the researchers were studying certain regions on the globe, certain regions on the continents that they called the blue zone, and they were looking for the scores of factors that were enabling communities to have more significant amount of their population living to over 100 years old. So they looked into marital status and obviously how much they exercised and their diet, but guess what? So many of them had in common. Tea drinking, absolutely. So again, if you're looking for the fountain of youth, you're looking for something to benefit your health, your well-being, and the longevity of your life, tea drinking really might be the answer. So it's interesting though that again, if you really dive into the blue zone study, more of those people lived in regions where the tea plant is grown. Technically, you can grow tea anywhere. Technically, you can, but the tea plant really, really loves a certain elevation and a certain amount of rainfall, which is something we don't really get in the United States. We'd really have to force it along, and it may not taste as good as you would expect in some of the other regions where tea drinking is more prevalent. Tea really can help you live longer. Tea can also, it's known to reduce the occurrence of stroke and also heart disease. If you don't have those two items, by definition, you might have the ability to live longer. So knowing that tea has the ability to help your reaction to these external forces, awesome. Also, I gotta say, women are prone to high blood pressure, even if we take out other factors such as obesity, levels of stress. things like that. Did you know that high blood pressure is linked to dementia? So drinking your cup of tea, couple cups on a daily basis, might actually lower your blood pressure, which in turn increase your longevity. Absolutely love it. I'm going to leave you with an interesting statement that I heard. A good tattoo ain't cheap, and a cheap tattoo ain't good. I have to say the same is true with quality loose leaf tea. There will always be in the economy a place to get something cheaper and something more expensive, but you really need to weigh the quality. How is it grown? Is it organically grown? Is it organically processed? Is that something that is important to you? The quality of the tea leaf, the freshness of the tea leaf. But from my perspective as a tea business owner, I have to say the number one in my mind is taste. You are not going to drink something if it doesn't taste good. No matter how much I tell you that it could be good for you if you drink it, I don't think anyone is going to either start a new habit or keep a new habit indefinitely if it doesn't work for you. So whether you like something that's got flavor or unflavored, whether you like berries, mint, chocolate, citrus, it doesn't matter. We have got it for you. So if you are considering either starting your tea journey with Sub Rosa Tea or upping your tea consumption, we have so many options. So that's kind of nice. I will also have to say, you are not going to get research, again, this is not my opinion, but research has shown you're not actually going to get more catechins or antioxidants in your cup of tea simply by steeping it longer. What may happen is if the water is too hot, you could bruise the tea leaves and it's going to be bitter. Or if you oversteep your tea, the tea again could be bitter or just off tasting. So it won't take you long to figure that out. If it tastes good, great. If it doesn't, play with a little bit. Play with the temperature of the water that you're steeping. Play with the time, the length of time that you are steeping your tea leaves before you remove them from the hot water, because it could definitely affect your taste and your enjoyment of the tea product, but it's not necessarily going to give you more catechins by oversteeping. So that's pretty much my tip on that. Thank you, friends. Thank you for watching today's video on the Fountain of Youth, and everything that I talked about, the loose leaf tea, can be purchased on our website at subrosatea.com. Thanks for watching, friends. Have a fabulous day.